Hide camera, keep audio, share that screen. Oh, I got an idea. Let's turn a camera on. Let's see what else. Got to go into Twitter Spaces too today. Camera one with background. There's me. Hey, gang. All right, let's get started. Oh, I got to turn the light out here. Hold on one second. I started keeping the entire background dark, which has actually been looking good. And just this little bit. Just a little bit on me. All right. So the phone lines are open. And I think I'm going to try to start doing an evening show. Because for the American audience, you're all at work right now. I got up today and I took my walk. Yesterday, I had 2 naps. I got 0 done. 2 naps, each at least 2 hours long. And I think it's because of some of the shit food that I'm eating. So we're going to work on that. Where's the... I don't know what the hell that thing's there. I'm starting one of the other... the Uber Spaces. Or Twitter Spaces. War in Chicago. All right, nothing's crazy going back and forth like it did yesterday. I don't know what the hell that... I think I got that fixed. Remember, there's the thing when it slides back and forth like it's possessed. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Good. So yeah, it slides back and forth like it's possessed, and I can't stand that. And hopefully the guys that were on the Discord app for Voicemeter got me fixed up. I think they did, which is obviously nice. I'm just kind of setting up some of the phone stuff for... I changed the layout on these 4 different monitors. I don't know how many times. I'm not using my whiteboard today, so I have no idea what we're going to be talking about. 2 hours. Here we go. War in Chicago. We're also going to play one from Oklahoma. How can I get that? Bring it over to... Not interested. No, I'm interested. Subscribe, add, remove, mute, report. Nope. Can I share? God, why do these platforms make shit so hard? All right, let's see if this is what I did yesterday. I shared a video on Chrome, via Chrome. And so, screen share, inset. There we are. There we go. I'm back. Can that expand? Oh, yeah, look at that. All right. So watch this. The camera's actually going to go sideways for a while because they try to do landscape. They're not realizing that they're already in portrait. So this is an anti-Trump rally in Oklahoma. This guy comes up in plain clothes and sunglasses, starts essentially mother effing these people for exercising their First Amendment right to object, to gather peacefully, to redress grievances against the U.S. government, or any government, actually, but in exercise and free speech. All first, they're not hitting all of the elements of the First Amendment, but they don't have to. It's not a winner take all thing. It's here's any of them, pick one, or pick all four to create the fifth. And that fifth element in the First Amendment, like we said before, is the right to redress grievances against the government. This guy comes up to them in plain clothes, starts essentially, and I'm paraphrasing here, but mother effing them into, like some sort of shaming them. They shouldn't be doing this kind of thing. Then you see in the small of his back is a gun. And at one point he lifts his shirt and on his belt is a badge. So watch what happens.
Each and every fucking one of them. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck your gay signs. Fuck your gay fucking protest. Fuck your...
So here we switch to, which is actually better because it's a wider view, even though you got to tilt your head to watch the thing. For those of you on audio only or radio or any similar audio only, this is in Oklahoma. For those of you outside the country, one of the 50 states in the United States. It's in the Midwest. Pretty conservative area. To be clear about demographics, there is no one state that is all 100% conservative. In fact, many of them, let's keep it realistic. One of them very prominently, however, there are more than one, is really fed up and switching its essentially allegiance. And that's a state that really, as much as the media doesn't color it accordingly, has really always been a purple state. What we mean by that is the demographics of red, Republican, conservative versus blue, Democrat, progressive, liberal. When you mix those two colors together, you get purple. And that is an indicator that the state has a good mix of both demographics. Or that it also has a good number of independents who can swing either way, or a combination of all of that. Nearby to Oklahoma is the state of Iowa, where they just had a very historic state election, a special election, in a very red district within the state, was overwhelmingly in favor of the Democratic candidate for the state Senate. Many other prominent Republican state party officials are now also endorsing, I got to get his name here. And this has nothing to do with this video yet. I'll bring it all together in a second. Are now endorsing Rob Sand. He's run it for office before. He was elected to state auditor, where he exposed blatant corruption, not only within the state government itself, but particularly within the legislature, where they're voting in favor of laws that prohibit them from sharing the corruption that they're hiding from the auditor. And he's exposed this. And it's really pissed off the folks in Iowa. So much so, he is actually now leading in the polls as a Democrat for governor. And to be clear about that, Iowa has had its fair share of governors in the past that are Democrat. I forget what his name is, but there was an Iowa governor that was a presidential candidate for a short while back in 2008 that was running against Hillary and Barack. And when he bowed out, he eventually became Barack Obama's Secretary of Agriculture. I can tell you that isn't, and obviously you might have figured out. It's Tom something. I know it. Tom Vilsack was the, there you go. Pennsylvania boy. Didn't know that. It's about my parents' age. And he was a cabinet secretary. He was Secretary of Agriculture under Obama. And so they've had Dems in the past, easily. He was very popular. Since gone Republican, the state has voted for Trump in the past 3 elections. And now they're up in arms about it. Point being, there are progressives, there are various identities of anti-Trump people in the conservative states, particularly the Midwest. This guy is a police officer. So he should know that what he's doing is incredibly illegal. As a government official, he particularly needs to behave himself, especially in the moment where he identifies himself as a police officer. After having just come up to them in plain clothes in what appears to be an off-duty capacity, behaving in the manner that he is. This was apparently reposted 4,300 plus times with more than 11,000 likes and 921.7 thousand views. At least, plus. That's the abbreviated thing that Twitter uses. So, yeah, I mean, I hope this guy gets found out. I doubt a lot of these departments are going to do anything about it because they're conservative also. I was just at a briefing last week where the first words out of the police officer's mouth were political with regards to immigration. Yet, from right down here in Tampa, Benny Johnson is saying that it's all these sanctuary cities where there's the problem. Yet right here in rural Florida, we have somebody else who had been let loose and is on the run and is causing all kinds of actual violent problems. Not washing dishes in a restaurant in Chicago. So let's watch this asshole.
That's why you like small weenies, isn't it?
What?
You like small wieners!
See, there you go. There's your fucking mental retardedness right
You're
there.
mental retarded!
Hey, you better watch it. You better watch it.
So there you go. There's a police officer coming and causing problems and then causing somebody or calling somebody to be mentally retarded. As a cousin of 2 family members with special needs, that's where my eye starts to twitch. And I become glad that in moments like this, I am not armed. Because there's no cause for that. You know, I get some people tell sort of types of jokes. And yeah, Al Capone once said, we laugh at some things because they're funny. We laugh at other things because they're true. Maybe there's a certain silliness to how some people with disabilities behave. That being said, that doesn't make certain, sorry, I got like a hair in my face. That doesn't make certain behaviors, particularly like this, particularly by a police officer, that doesn't make it right. So let's watch the rest of this video.
That's my wife. I don't give a fuck what you got.
Go home.
I don't give a fuck who I'm talking to.
You're going to
jail. I don't give a fuck. What am I going to jail for? I got speech just like you guys are out here fucking showing fucking signs out here with fuck Trump. Guess what? It's called the Constitution. Exactly. So I have every right to be on this corner yelling at your fucking faces.
No, you don't.
Yes, I fucking.
No, actually, you don't. You may demonstrate as a counter protest, but you may not inhibit the other protesters from voicing their opinion. And you may especially not do it as a police officer.
Do. Yeah, put this on social media. All you fucking hippies on social media, you're gonna get your fucking day. I promise you.
Why don't you give us our fucking day, bitch?
There's a queen.
Little fuck stick.
So I don't know if you can see it, but his flannel shirt, keep in mind, this is August or maybe early September. His flannel shirt is tucked in between his gun and body. It's not covering the weapon. And states with concealed carry versus open carry vary from state to state. Some states don't allow concealed carry. They want it to be open. Some states, I think it just became legal here in Florida, that if you open carry, that you just put a gun on your hip and walk down the street and do your business. Just being a resident of Florida makes that legal. You don't need a carry permit. So there's that. So he comes around and starts, this guy here in the black t-shirt starts helping to maintain distance between him and his colleagues. Like he gets up to the guy and says, yeah, don't come back this way. Kind of look. And the calmness that this guy represents or exudes tells me he might know what he's doing. And that he's maybe stood up to short. The cop, by the way, is not breaking any size records. He's clearly a little man with Napoleon syndrome. He's not tall. He's not muscular. He's average build at best. And if we back this up some, you can see he's got a gut too. Not incredible. Not a lot. No. But I mean, he's not muscular. I wouldn't call him muscular by any stretch. And there you go. Remember the weapon is in his back, so it's not on his hip. So the wideness and the lack of a V taper on his body isn't because he's got a gun or some other stuff on his belt. It's because he's fat. at least gay fat. All right, so here's about where we were at. Let's continue with this.
Dick motherfucker.
You want to talk about fake and phony?
Yeah, you.
I got the wrong black t-shirt. There's another guy that came up from the right side or the bottom, if you're not tilting your head. And he helps keep the guy from being stupid.
I'm not the one out here looking like fucking morons.
Women, fuck off.
What are you going to do, bud? Look, I'm an officer, so fuck you.
Yeah, get your sorry ass.
See, there you can more accurately, more easily see the gun. And when he just said, I'm an officer, he lifted up the front of his shirt and exposed his badge. None of what he's doing is legal, especially because of the fact that, according to what he just alluded to there, I mean, maybe he's a security officer at the mall. Maybe he's Paul Bart. But that's not what you're going to think of when you engage with people on a public sidewalk and you've got an exposed firearm in your lower back.
Oh, show us that badge again, motherfucker. Show us that badge again, fuckstick.
You don't.
Show us that badge again,
Do
huh?
something stupid.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, keep
Go
walking.
ahead, show us
Keep
that
walking.
badge again, motherfucker.
Show me that
Oh,
badge. What's
Yeah,
your
show
name?
us that badge
What's your
again.
name and badge number?
Show us your. Go ahead, tell
What's
us.
your name and
Come
badge
on.
number?
My
You're
name is
required to tell me.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
my
ahead
name
and
is
show us that
Mason
badge
Dean
again,
Hibbs,
motherfucker.
and that's all.
Okay, that couple of things there. Law enforcement is not required to tell you what their name and badge number is. They're not required to tell you when they're working in an undercover capacity that they're an undercover officer. That's all bullshit. A police officer doesn't have to tell you squat. Unless you're in custody, they do have to tell you why you're in custody. But he just said his name, or at least we're going to leave this video thinking it's actually his name. I mean, I hope for his sake he's smart enough to give the name of somebody he doesn't like. But I doubt it. Because if he's dumb enough to walk up to him like this with identifiable tattoos exposed and close enough so that you can see details in his fingernails on video, I don't think he's smart enough to use somebody else's name.
All you need to know.
Go ahead, say it again.
Mason Dean Hibbs.
Got
All
it.
y'all can go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
we got it.
Mason Dean Hibbs. We will be Googling that in 20 seconds.
Now,
I'm not gonna
motherfucker.
find out if you're a cop, because if you're
What
not,
agency are you
if you're
with?
not a cop, you're gonna be getting
What
a false
agency are you
impersonation
with?
charge.
So now we're going to get a license plate. Clearly going to get a license plate.
You're gonna go to jail.
And that is Oklahoma JJH 447 on what looks like a Ford Explorer.
JJH 447.
We got it. Don't you run over me. Yeah, there we go. That's assault.
So this guy parked to come and chew these people out. This guy parked. That's unique and probably awkward. Oh, I just cracked my back. So yeah, let's open up a. I gotta back that up.
Badge
Dean
again,
Hibbs,
motherfucker.
and that's all you need to know.
Go ahead, say it again.
Mason Dean Hibbs.
Mason Dean Hibbs. Well, what do we find? Well, look at that. Clearly I am not the first one to Google Mason Dean Hibbs. Angry man claiming to be an officer harasses peaceful. I'm going to say it's probably demonstrators or protesters. In Trump's America, man flashing badge and gun felt so comfortable on Reddit. Mason Hibbs is an MMA fighter out of Mississippi. And there's another Mason Hibbs that's helping people go back to school. This is a white pages. Oh, please tell me that 918, and what's the other one there? 309. 918. Please be an Oklahoma area code. Northeastern Oklahoma. I wonder if we should make a phone call. Oh, I need to crack my back. Well, there's that number. And it looks like there's another number here too. Let me see if I can open this up. Mason Dean Hibbs, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Phone. So it's probably going to make me pay for something. Yeah. But the thing about that, the age 30s. Yeah. Mason Hibbs, address Jacksonville, Florida. But it also says Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was where this incident was at. I'm looking at this number here too. It says 42,579 reports unlocked today. I first saw that. I thought that's how many people were looking up him. Matthew J. Hibbs, Abby Nicole Johnson, Gabriel. Yeah, Gabriel Nolan Hibbs. Yeah, Nolan. That's a guy's name. White pages. They go by Hibbs Mason. That's telling me that his last name is often first, like it would be in a government, like a file, such as a police department. Yeah. That's Mason A. Hibbs, which is not Mason G. Hibbs. Same age, totally different addresses. North Dakota also not the same. Mason R. Hibbs, Arizona. Waller, Texas. Hempstead and Cypress, Texas. Nope. I think we got the one we want. Mason Hibbs' phone number is 918-481-8804. Found by a simple Google search. Oh, and an address? Oh, Mason. You need to check these things out before you go opening your mouth on a public street. We got an address of Columbia Avenue and a home phone number. Well, maybe we're going to have to see if he wants to answer for his behavior. Maybe there's a different side. Maybe they were agitating, and that's why he walked up to him. We'll see. Oh, my back and my neck are killing me. Let me see if I can update some other. Yeah, let's update that. News updates. For here, we'll say immigration activities start in Illinois. I'm wondering if that's why he maybe walked away and drove off after he got pissed off, is maybe he realized, hey, here's the same video. I don't know what I'm getting caught up in some of the other lovely things. I'm trying to see if there's any of the other from our Google search. If there's anything, like if there's any comments or whatever. Peaceful anti-Trump protest in Tulsa. Let's bring this back. Peaceful anti-Trump protest in Tulsa, Oklahoma. People were just hanging out, playing music. Then this man walks up, flashes his badge and gun, and screams, "When we get in a civil war, I'm coming after each and every one of you." So this was paraphrasing because I don't think that's quite the order in which it all happened. I'm not saying that's not what happened, but they're abbreviating and paraphrasing it. Did you see this? Napoleon complex for sure. Yeah, I said that too. He's a little guy. Reformed outlaw. Wow, that's interesting. Dudes like him think they're going to win. Anyone who is quick to anger can be easily defeated because you can force them to move in ways you want them to. Yeah, I mean, that's what they did there. Calling them hippies is straight from Stephen Miller propaganda, brainwashed. Hippies, question mark. Since when is that a bad thing? I'm so proud to be a hippie. Peace. FTT. MAGA thugs threatening peaceful people. This is not a legal federal agent or a cop. So he might be. I didn't immediately recognize the badge. So I can't say with which agency he might be with. I don't know. But clearly there's a badge on his belt. And like I said, he's making it appear, even though he may only be, when he says he's an officer, he may be a security officer. Nobody knows that. He's got this is another thing I noticed. He's got the air lats. His arms are out to the side like he's got lat muscles underneath his arms, his back, a wide back. He walks like he was puffed recently. That punk is not a cop. The usual suspects. It's time to rise up, be prepared. Viva la resistance. Let's see if he's a cop. Jolly good ginger, internet, do your thing. Impersonating a police officer is a felony. But there's a bunch of other people that are being tagged in this that are apparently investigative journalists of sorts too. Jolly good ginger. We'll open that in a new tab and check them out. And Tizzy Ent. We'll see who that is. What's with all the sore winners? They mad because they got scammed again? Well, yeah, that's the thing is that with the farmers, we didn't even talk about that yet. But with the farmers, there was this bitch session about how, well, it looks like Jolly Good Ginger hasn't opened a case on this yet. But a bitch session about how after voting for Trump, nothing seems to be working. Okay, so this guy I know. This guy is on his shit. So I've seen this guy's videos before. Tizzy Ent. I don't know where that comes from, but I don't care. It's just a handle. Tizzy Ent is, I need to follow this guy. He does some investigative journalism and just does like a portrait or short video with what he comes up with. And let's see, which one have I seen before? He's doing a lot here. But one of the ones I've seen, this is one where he did the guy that was ripping down signs of a bunch of women who were protesting Trump. And he exposed this and got this guy arrested. But he's put this stuff out, like, and he has the words, "Who is he?" across the thumbnail of his video. So, people know, okay, we got to look to see who this guy is. Here's the initial one. That got like almost 70,000 likes. That's how many likes it got. And then when he was exposed, he got 84,000 likes. So, dude's doing some pretty solid stuff. I don't know all of these. But, he exposes like some racist things that some of these people say. And I don't know where he gets the videos from. But yeah, this guy will be on it for sure. 1.6 million followers. See if he replies back. This is a huge pet peeve of mine, that people don't make themselves available. Going to give him my address and phone number, or my address, my email address and phone number. Hopefully get him to call in. What is happening there? For some reason, my I don't know if I hit hotkeys or something in the process of typing, but on the Restream feed. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I need to get rid of them. Oh, did we miss a call? Yeah, Ken called. Let's call Ken back, see what he's up to. And then we'll give Mason a call. I hate if this takes so long. That's not actually ringing yet. Now it's ringing. It was actually finding an outside line. I don't know if he can. Ken, you there? Guess not. Well, that's a good test then to see if something's wrong with the phone system again. Let's here's all kinds of shit that I got to do all the time. Voice meter input, that's correct. Volume's up. Mono audio. Voice meter output, that's correct. Volume mixer, that is on Vivaldi. See, that shouldn't be on default, so we can fix that. Virtual cable. Cable output. So that way it's on the one channel. That should be the same thing. Virtual cable, yep, good. I wonder what happened with Ken. See if he messaged. Tizient is from Entertainment. The video are submitted to him. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. We figured I called back, but no answer. I don't know what's... I just called you, too. And that's a couple minutes old. So... Oh, I need to crack my back in the worst way. Yeah, I'm having some issues with this phone system. And I got one more company to call. And I told you guys I had a call yesterday with another. Virtue is the name of the company. VIIRTU. Let's try Ken again. See, hear that sound right there? Oh, there we go. Now it went right to ringing. Okay. Hey there.
How you doing?
Another day. Trying to get my back to crack.
Oh, you might
Um,
have to seek a chiropractor or so.
no, I got one of those rollers that'll work. Um, and I think the roller itself will be fine. But I'm also going to go to the gym today. I slept 5 hours yesterday in the middle of the damn day,
Hmm.
and I know my diet, as good as I'm trying to make it, isn't the best.
Mhm.
Like I finished a bunch of chicken tenders and steak fries. Well, the steak fries are complex carbs that
Yeah,
processed complex carbs. And even the chicken tenders are breaded.
yeah.
So that ain't good.
Well, back in the day when I was doing it, everything was grilled chicken,
Yeah.
fish,
I use a small
stuff like
oven.
that.
I don't have major appliances still. My
No.
my refrigerator is all of maybe 5 feet tall. And
Oh
that's
wow.
all
Okay.
left over from the flood. I
Yeah.
don't have an oven. I don't have a dishwasher.
Yeah,
The
but
only
at least with a toaster oven or anything like that.
No, I went and bought one of those large toaster ovens / small ovens from. I think I got this one from Ollie's, but you can get them at Walmart too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I bake in there. Obviously, it takes longer than a real oven.
Mm-hmm.
If you set it at the same temperature that you think you're baking at, I set it for a little hotter. I do try to get on the grill a little bit more frequently as a result.
Yeah.
Um, I was at first like a year ago, right after the storm, because that's all I had.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know why, but for some reason that got old.
Well, just don't be like a friend of mine who always managed to catch the grill on fire. So,
Well,
I don't know how people.
I got to do better with keeping some of it cleaner, but I keep it pretty clean. Um, I usually I scrape some of it right after, but then I'll also bake a lot of it off, meaning that when
Yeah.
I warm it up the next time,
Mm-hmm.
I'll heat a lot of it off then and I'll scrape it really good
Yeah.
with both the steel brush and also there's like this sponge, and that I'll use to pull off any particles, any broken steel from the brush, shit like that. And I'll tell you, those grills are pretty shiny when I'm finished with them.
Nice.
But the bottom does collect, and I have caught the bottom on fire for that reason in the past. I think it was bison gets really juicy, and I think I was grilling bison burgers.
I could truly say I've never had bison burgers before.
So much more flavorful, and it's not really that gamey. I don't think, like a lot of people say.
Yeah.
Gamey is like a spicy, almost overcooked kind of flavor.
Yeah.
That's why
I've had like venison before.
Yeah,
Like
that's a
long time
perfect
ago.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually with like venison sausages or venison burgers, they'll mix pork in with it to actually to lighten it up some. But I don't think it's that bad. I like that flavor.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah, what do you think of our friend Mason?
I didn't see all of it because I was just coming back in the room, so I took a 15-minute break. But the part that I caught was I see that they were tagging Jolly. And Jolly and Tizzy are really good friends. Tizzy is in Florida, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I think Jolly is somewhere in D.C. Somewhere
Okay.
in that area. But they're really, really good. There's a third person.
Wait a minute. You say they're really good friends. Are they good friends with each other or good friends with you?
Each other. With each
gotcha.
Other.
Okay.
But there's a third person that also does this type of work where their investigation is journalism. trying to find people and stuff like that. I can't think of the third guy's name. He's a Hispanic descent. And he's really, really good. So like they have like their own little connection of groups of like finding these videos get submitted over to them. Sometimes they find it on their own. And so they do really get in contact with like law enforcement to try to figure out what's happening and get some of these issues solved, or especially around. So but I give those guys some good credit because they really do their work.
Yeah.
But also they'll always make sure to remind the public when you're trying to find these people, don't like harass these people or anything like that, because
you mean like the phone call that I'm about to make?
What was that?
You mean like the phone call that I'm about to make?
Yes. Well, I'll say it this way, and Tizzy even said it. Especially when you're giving out information, don't harass the people, because sometimes, even though we see photos and videos of certain people, some people tend to look like other people. So
well, that's what's happening. Have you seen the Phillies Karen?
Yes, I saw that.
Two separate women, not the right one, almost lost their jobs because of people complaining and thinking they were the Karen.
Yep, when they wasn't the person that they were looking for in the first place. So yeah, so you got to be very, very careful about stuff like that. And I'm just warning that to any audience who does this type of work, because even me, I know I'm really good with investigative things too, but I always have to check your sources. So it's mainly just to do the homework type of situation and do it well. So.
Let me I'm gonna see something here. Can you hear me differently right now?
You sound about the same.
How am I different though?
I don't detect any difference.
Okay. So it's a lot to I realize the telephone system is on a particular channel.
Okay.
And I'm not broadcasting to that channel. So I'm like,
really?
How the fuck does he hear me? The only thing is that maybe there's a slight delay in you hearing me because you're hearing me through the broadcast, not through the phone conversation.
Actually, I'm hearing you through the phone because I muted you off Discord and off of Twitch.
Yeah. Huh.
So I'm just hearing you straight to the phone itself.
That's odd. I mean, it's good, but I don't know why that's working, because it shouldn't be. All right, man. Well, let me let me try to give this guy a phone call and see if he's got anything else to say. Well,
everyone enjoy the show, and Yurts, make sure you give off my my normal saying. What was that? Like, share, subscribe.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say your code for your gas saver thing. I gotta find that too.
I forgot about that. And you need to apply that. That will help you out, especially with the jet skis and everything.
Yeah, send it to my Facebook or Instagram, one of the two, and I'll create a code for it. Get you some followers too.
Will do.
All right, pal. All right. Superfan Ken, everybody, and super producer, making sure I don't get too crazy with this guy. I do want to call him, because to properly, and we can easily call him on the guys. I don't want to even call it that, because one of the things we obviously do. What the shit was that? One of the things that we obviously do is present both sides. And so if this guy saw something else that these videos, because he's on, I got it on Instagram. He's also on Facebook. He's on Reddit. He's all over the place. And Tizzy ain't going to make matters better. So let's give him a call. Let's go back to our handy dandy Google search. There it is. I got it. Howard Stern always did that when he was calling somebody, so you can't tell what the numbers. But I mean, it's a Google search. I've got him. I mean, you can get him. All right, here we go. Mason Hibbs. Ringing.
We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
481-8804. Yep. Da, da, da. What was it? Wah, wah. Well, no Mason Hibbs today. We tried. I wish there were just a few more characters left. We try his home number. 1329 Columbia Avenue. No. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Is that an address? It is an address. Oh, it's not coming up as that, though. Oh, yeah. South Columbia Avenue. Let's see the street view of this place. Oh, it's residential. We're in the middle of an intersection, though. I don't know how that doesn't really... Some small-ass houses, too. Goodness. Harris Waltz? Wow. I wonder if he approves of that. Trying to see... that's the back of the house, so that's on the other street. Didn't it used to? I thought Google Maps usually. Oh, there it says 1334. I'm getting all kinds of messages here. Who's texting me? Oh, there's Upside Gas app code Whiskey 63 Tango Alpha. There we go. We'll talk about that too and get 15 cents a gallon. That's from Supervan Ken. But I got a lot of people that are sending different videos and stuff like this one. I mean, this one I found just by signing on today to Twitter for the Twitter Spaces portion of the show. But Supervan Reed, Supervan Ken, shout out to Travis and Mark who checked in yesterday. I'll be on that show tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. The Point with Travis Evans. And I don't know what all we're talking about tonight. I gotta look into that, do a little homework for today. But here's the question. This is the Instagram angle that we had. I'm wondering if this was... Yeah, this was the same. Yeah. I wonder if there was more than one camera angle. And if so, what else did the different angle show? So why not give the name you changed it to? Oh, look at this. Are you seeing this? Let me get my ugly face out of the way. Move that over here somewhere or down or something. Sophie Alexander posts, why not give the name you changed it to? So is that with Mason? The name of Mason Dean Hibbs. Comes now the petitioner and asks the court to change her legal name from Mason Dean Hibb. Wow. Are you seeing this? Back in February of 2023, Mason Dean Hibbs changed his name to Yosef Messiah Dohan in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Born June 24th, 1981. Resides in Tulsa due to religious beliefs and personal identity. The change of name is not for any illegal or fraudulent purpose or to hinder or delay creditors. The birth certificate number issued by the state above is Oklahoma. Wow. Clearly an easy process if that's all you got to do. Well done, Sophie. Good find. And Gloria Gonzalez also tagged that Danes guy. Is that the other one? And Tizzy, and please make this guy super famous since he wants a superstar role as a police officer. Yeah. Let's see if either one of those replied back. James Simmons says that he has already been reported to the cops. I have all of this asshole's info. Well, I doubt you got all of it, James, but please stand by. We're experiencing ethical difficulties. And that's good. I love these guys that are like all about major change and such. They have like zero social media presence. I like seeing accounts like this. Makes me feel like I'm popular. I am Lars Vandergraff. Oh, that's all. I'll have to check him out later. Lars is a day trading buddy of mine. Was a super fan on Doggy Traders when I still had that brand. I guess I still have the brand. I just don't do the show right now. I would love to bring that one back, but I'd love for him to do it. He's a bright trader. Good guy. Kind of curious what he's saying right now. Look what's going on in Nepal. I messaged him back in April about the halving of Bitcoin. And he said, look what's going on in Nepal. That might be our second hour. Oh, Parliament burns in Nepal as protests force minister to quit. Wow. Look at this. Breaking news. New York Times, Al Jazeera, BBC, Associated Press, Washington Post. At least 19 killed in anti-corruption protests in Nepal. Are you seeing that, Trump administration? Let's take a look at the Associated Press. Nepal's prime minister resigns as protests against the government and corruption rage on. You seeing that, Donnie? That's your future right there. Right there. Nepal's government lifted its ban on social media platforms Tuesday, a day after police opened fire on mass street protests against the ban, killing 19 people. There you go. You open fire on people demonstrating. Now, I know they probably don't have the freedoms that we do. However, why this matters? Protests in Nepal have revealed the extent of young people's frustration with the lack of opportunity in the Himalayan nation, as they spiraled into a broader challenge to the government. While around a fifth of young people are unemployed, wow, just a fifth of young people, many note that the children of the political elite seem to enjoy luxury lifestyles and numerous advantages. Nepal's prime minister resigned Tuesday as protest against a short-lived ban on social media grew increasingly violent and expanded into broader criticism of his government and accusations of corruption among the Himalayan country's political elite. The resignation appeared to have little effect on the demonstrations. Tens of thousands of protesters remained in the streets late in the day, blocking roads, storming government buildings, and setting them on fire, and in some cases, attacking political leaders. Army helicopters ferried some ministers to safe places. A day earlier, demonstrations led by young people, angry about the blocking of several social media sites, gripped the country's capital, and police opened fire on the crowds, killing 19 people. The ban was lifted Tuesday, but the protests continued, fueled by rage over the deaths and growing frustration with the political elite in the nation wedged between China and India. As protests intensified, Prime Minister Khadga Prasad Oli announced he was stepping down. The president accepted the resignation and appointed Oli to lead a caretaker government until a new one is in place, though it was unclear what power he would wield or even where he was. Let's see this picture. Behind Nepal's deadly protest over social media ban lies anger over corruption and nepotism. This guy's got riot gear. Nepal's prime minister has resigned following violent protests against a ban on social media and government corruption. Well, there's Nepal. So I guess Mason can be glad he wasn't burned down. Yeah, thanks for that, man. I'm glad I checked that out now. We got to do some Trump news too, obviously. Yeah, that's another thing we got to talk about. The Supreme Court has essentially made racial profiling legal. by saying that the government can just be looking for brown people who speak Spanish. Not the Constitution that I was taught. That is not reasonable suspicion. That's not probable cause. In fact, I've told you a story already about the New Jersey State Police from back when I was, I think that I wasn't even an agent yet when that actually happened. The New Jersey Turnpike, or the New Jersey State Police, who patrol, among other highways, the New Jersey Turnpike, would target Florida license plates in the northbound lanes. And especially, and this was back when Florida didn't have all the vanity tags that they have today. It was just your basic green and orange on white license plate. And it was back when they also included the county of issuance, like Hillsborough, if you live in Tampa. Well, if you were in the Miami area, you're probably going to have either Broward or Dade counties. The counties that either have Miami or surround it, among maybe a couple others. Like Palm Beach County is where West Palm Beach is, further south. Telling you all that because the New Jersey State Police would target Florida plates with those counties and would just pull them over. That's it. They would pull them over. And it was discovered that was all they pulled them over for, was that they had Florida plates with Broward or Dade counties. And most of these would also be a black male with no visible luggage in the back seat, meaning they're probably driving nonstop. And they would yield drug arrests from these traffic stops. Not remotely legal. Because to pull someone over in a situation like that, they have to be doing something wrong. Well, you say, Yergs, they are doing something wrong. They're trafficking drugs. Yes. But this is a moment where we need to keep ourselves a step up and held to a higher level of accountability. You cannot just presume that because a black male is driving northbound towards New York City with Miami tags that they're carrying drugs. What if they're selling encyclopedias? And now you just made that person late because they're black? And all of these cases were dismissed. And the New Jersey State Police got their tit in a ringer over what is called racial profiling. Well, the case that went before the Supreme Court in the last session that came out this week, so that it's not like Judge Wapner. You don't have 10 minutes to give your case, and then they go in the back and have their vote and look up some legal things and come out and give you an answer. The attorneys argue the case. There's no testimony. The Supreme Court is not a trial court. The Supreme Court decides the actions of trial courts. And what they do is decide the legality and the correctness of the lower courts. That's it. So when you hear things about being fast-tracked to the Supreme Court, it's because of people in power. Donald Trump is a sore loser. He's probably a few open sores as well. But anyway, diaper stains. So what they do is they hear, like their term just opened for the fall. They have the summer off. And their term just opened, and one of the things they did was they announced this decision from last spring's term. So now they'll be in session between now and sometime around the holidays, during which time they'll hear cases. They'll also receive cases, which means they will decide on those cases as to whether or not they will actually hear arguments and hear those arguments in the next term. What happens is when you petition the Supreme Court, you submit a legal briefing. The opposing side gets to submit their argument. This is all in writing. The justices hear both sides, or they read both sides, and they try to determine where the legal precedent is at. Why do we need to hear this case? That's the first decision. Next is when they hear the arguments, and that's when the attorneys for each side argue their case. And that's it. You're done. We're not talking about hours and hours and days of testimony by particular witnesses. That's already happened. That's done. And in fact, they don't even decide like guilt or innocence of a party. They decide if the guilt or innocence of the party was established legally, such as the case for those black drug dealers driving through the state of New Jersey. Oh, cracking my back again. So now with these cases that ICE has, where they're just stopping people who are brown and Spanish speaking. That's it. I might have it. I got to do better with looking at my own feed. I send myself stuff. That's notifications, damn it. There we go. This is all kinds of things that I want to, talk about too. And that was funny. The night the lights went out in Georgia. Bear fever. Oh, there it went. Did you hear that? Oh, that felt so good. This guy, I want to like him. He's this conservative military veteran, and I want to like him, but he's just so far up Trump's ass. He had a fellow special forces guy on his show, and they were talking about the respect that the guy had for Barack Obama. I don't agree with his policies, yada, 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 whatever. It's because I'm a conservative and I'm not allowed to. But when they were receiving bodies who died in action at Dover Air Force Base, Obama was there. And the entire time that these coffins were being brought off the airplane, he stood at a salute to each and every coffin. And this special forces guy was pretty amazed by that and was appreciative of it. And Graham Allen didn't want to talk about it. Yeah, this is relevant. Let's watch this quickly. So, make that a little bigger. There we go. So in 2020, T-Rump says it was illegal for a president to move the National Guard without the approval of the governor. You don't believe me? Let's find out.
We have laws. We have to go by the laws. We can't move in the National Guard. I can call insurrection, but there's no reason to ever do that, even in a Portland case. We can't.
A Portland case is a city in Oregon very well known for their demonstrations, for their protests. And while they're peaceful, maybe some get a little crazy, he's saying that even that is not insurrection.
Can't call in the National Guard unless we're requested by a governor. We have laws. We have to go by the laws.
Let's just play this one more time. We have to go by the laws.
We can't move in the National Guard. I can call insurrection, but there's no reason to ever do that, even in a Portland case. We can't call in the National Guard unless we're requested by a governor. We have laws.
Unless we're requested by a governor. And he's right. That's actually true. He can't, even though he did it in California, in Los Angeles, even though he's wanting to do it in Chicago, even though the court just told him he can't. He wants to do it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what a dictator does. We are not on our, and I don't say authoritarian. Ronald Reagan was authoritarian. But when he was checked, he respected those checks. This guy is a fascist dictator. And no, Blake Fisher, I'm not saying that because he disagrees with me. I'm saying that because I'm an expert in political science, and unlike you, I know what I'm talking about. The way this guy has been governing, especially in this second term, is fascism. This is what they do. This is how they come to power. He was elected. We question the legality of that particular election projection much, Donald, after he did it for how much after 2020, an election his own Department of Homeland Security proved to be, and I quote, the most secure election in history. Now we've got anomalies, people voting when they weren't even in the polling station, because of the bomb scares. Remember that? Kind of ironic that he took a lead during a period of time when there was nobody there to vote for him. I mean, come on, conservatives. You want to be patriotic? You want to put patriot in your social media profiles? Be one. Step up. Question this. That's all. Just question it. Ask for an answer. And then have the courage, the balls, and the common sense for when that answer doesn't have any common sense. You object to it. That's how we're going to stop this guy. Yeah, we're probably going to wind up shutting down the government too when it's budget discussion time. And yeah, this is probably going to get violent. Because when you try to take away people's homes and their well-being and their income and their livelihoods, that pisses them off. And rightfully so. And it's sad that it has to come to that. I don't hate anyone, but I'm agreeing with Howard Stern more and more. I mean, not that I ever really disagreed with the guy. You know that. Oh, you know what? I can kind of expand this a little bit so I don't see the... That's cool. Let me see. Can I move that over more? There you go. There we go. You know, I'm kind of agreeing more and more with Howard. I don't hate anybody. I don't. And I refuse to. Because that's what he wants. That's what he's fostering. Trump. You know, this asshat. That's what he wants. And that's what he's fostering, is hate. Because that's what causes the divisiveness that he also wants. And I'm not going to do that. But Howard said something and has been saying something that's been making sense. He doesn't hate Donald Trump. Why not? Well, Donald is doing what he said he was going to do. And I've pointed that out, and so many other people have pointed that out. Who Howard hates are the people that voted for him. I've got two brothers who consistently, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to say that I hate them, but I'm not going to say that they're smart, because clearly that's not the case. But I got two brothers and other family members who voted for this asshat. And yeah, I believe they to be asshats as well. This isn't that hard. For 10 years now, I've been trying to figure out what the appeal is about this guy. I don't see anything. Oh, he's a good businessman. Okay. Says who? Who told you he's a good businessman? He did? Okay. I'm an excellent businessman. I'm awesome. If that's all you're looking for, then you should want to invest in Mastiff Media and help us better monetize and help us grow the company and help us hire. That's all it takes, right? Is for me to be awesome. And I just told you how awesome I am. Just so fucking awesome. Invest in me. That's all he's saying. If you'd have looked into that, as I would require you to do before investing in me, if you would have looked into him, you would have learned. Oh. Buddy's writing back. Thanks, Lars. You would have learned that he's been bankrupt 6 times. How do you lose millions of dollars, get it back, and then lose it again? 6 times. 5 times he's repeated that process. And he really fights for us. Why don't you ask the contractors who helped him earn those, I don't know if I want to say earn, who helped him regain those millions of dollars the 6 times that he lost it, and see how they turned out. The kicker is, both of my brothers are contractors. This should feel like close to home for them. This guy with a bad haircut and a bald head, that's a comb over, by the way. So, you know that transparency that he keeps talking about? He could start with his hair. you would think that my brothers would be especially pissed off because of the fact that their colleagues were gypped by this asshole. I know you're not supposed to say gypped anymore, but I'm saying it. I don't care. Got to keep words like that alive. 6 times or more. We only know about the times he screwed somebody out of money during his bankruptcies. So he's our candidate for family values. Okay, well, let's just start with the basics. He's on his 3rd marriage. Joe Biden is on his 2nd. His first one died in a horrific car accident, and he was happy staying single until his kids said, no, you need to get back out there. So already I'm liking Crazy Uncle Joe for the family values candidate. But I continue. Not only has he been married 3 times, Trump, he's cheated openly, knowingly admitted that he's cheated on all 3 wives, like he's proud of it. What's his favorite saying? Grab him by the pussy. Classy. Sounds like somebody I would want my daughter to bring home. Which, don't worry, because he would probably be interested in your daughter. He likes them young, even younger, almost as young as Jeffrey Epstein. Isn't that what he said? Jeffrey likes them kind of young, a little younger than me. What's that mean, Donald? Tell us about that. Family values guy admits that he wants to date his daughter. And by the way, before you go putting out the they showered together bullshit, that was debunked. Joe Biden did not shower with Ashley. Our family values candidate is the daughter, or excuse me, is the son, although I've seen him dressed as a daughter. It's not pretty there either. Is the son of an illegal immigrant. So you know all that tough talk about immigration? He's an anchor baby. 2 of his 3 wives that he cheated on are also illegal immigrants. Out of 5 kids, 4 are anchor babies. Per his own policy, they can't be citizens of this country because he wants to make America great again. His policies, not mine. Don't look at me. You're the one that says he's your candidate for family values. And here's my favorite. His most recent wife, who he started dating and impregnated while still married to the second, is a prostitute. They met through a dating site, through a dating company. And he tried to have all that information scrubbed. So your family values candidate is married to a hooker. At least don't say that he's your family values candidate, guys. Say that you're jealous. Tell the truth. Have some courage and integrity to what you're saying. Oh, that's what happened. I just watched the I just watched the restream feed. It gets disconnected somehow. And whatever. Okay. So there's your family values candidate. Business and family values. And let's talk about what the President of the United States does. He is the chief law enforcement officer. The guy cheats at golf while golfing with Tiger Woods. The guy cheats at golf while being followed, knowingly followed, shadowed by one of the preeminent or one of the best, one of the most popular golf journalists in the game. And when he caught Trump cheating, he said he knew I was watching him. And he did it anyway. He cheated anyway, right in front of him. What do you think this guy's going to do as president with tariffs when he tells you that you're not the one paying the tariff? When in all actuality, you are. Matt Diemer said that, oh no, these companies are eating it. Really? Go to the pumps. Come grocery shopping with me after the show. Actually, it's tonight. I'm going to the gym after the show. Pay my electric bill. It's all up. In some cases, a lot. Benny Johnson's not going to tell you that because it screws up his narrative. Ben Shapiro's not going to tell you that because they're cushy YouTube jobs. They can afford groceries, so they don't need to tell you that they're also paying more for basic things or are receiving various handouts from this guy. I mean, this is mind-boggling. I have begged for people to be able to just step up and say what it is that they like about Trump. There's nothing that these people say that is even close to accurate. Nothing. And I'm seeing some of these other. I really hope that there's a case of what's a word? I'm brain farting, a loss for words in the moment, but I really hope that there's a certain level of bias. Some of the people that are posting things like groceries are down, liberals don't care about Ukraine anymore. Sure they do. They're just busy saving their own ass. I hope that there's a certain level of realization that these so-called content creators who are spewing stupid shit can actually say to themselves, I don't actually believe what I post. Because did you know most of the Fox hosts actually, like Tucker Carlson said out loud, hate Donald Trump? I would guess Jesse Waters is not a Trump fan. The guy can't be that stupid. One, he doesn't sound genuine. He doesn't sound like he really believes. It's just like he's saying something stupid to piss you off. And I think that's what it is. And here's a guy who says 1 minute that he can't bring in troops on certain things because it's illegal. And 5 years later, here he is. Because it suits himself. And now all of a sudden, if Biden said something like that, oh, wow. If Biden said something like that, oh, my word, would our panties be in a bunch? But his sheep on the right, it's like they don't even remember. It's like they weren't there. It's like they don't care. The reason they don't care is because he's not after them. Well, Randy and Ryan, I want to reach out to both of my brothers right now, quickly. Yes, I'm calling them out by name, the stupid ones. Randy, is my understanding, Randy's support is because of the tax breaks that Trump is implementing for business. You might want to call your accountant and ask exactly where your company falls, because you're not a part of any of the billionaires going to be getting those tax breaks. Small business sucks. The grants, the loans, the other opportunities, the health care, all that's gone because of T-Rump. Ryan is pro-Trump because he's very big on the Second Amendment, as am I. The difference is I'm also very supportive of the other 9 amendments to what we call the Bill of Rights. I guess Ryan forgot about those. But he's big on the Second Amendment. He's got carry licenses for various states. He's got some AR-15s, one, at least one of which he built from scratch. What I guess now would be called a ghost gun, in that it doesn't have a serial number. I don't think that's the case. I think the frame still comes with a serial number by the manufacturer. Maybe that's not true. I don't know. It's not a hobby for me. It was a way of life. It still is a way of life. It was a profession. So the guns I carried were already made, tested, and proven to work. Because when I need them, it's not at the range. But he's a big gun guy. And he says that Kamala Harris is going to come after his guns. Another flat out ignorant, uneducated asinine statement. And I say that because, and I've said this before many times, now out of a growing frustration, if you would watch this show, your brother, you know that's mathematically not possible. More than 2 years ago, I did an episode on election topics. What are we voting about? What comes close to us? Like business benefits for my brother Randy, guns for my brother Ryan, me, the right to live my life as a decent human being and a gay man without some asshat like this guy trampling all over it, or without some asshats like my two brothers voting against that right by supporting this dick. One of the issues we discussed was the Second Amendment. And I proved, I'm not going to give the citation now, I did it already. You want to find it? Go back to, I think it's somewhere in like July of 2023. Find it on YouTube, because I don't even think I was live yet. It wasn't until later that summer when we started Yerg's Radio. So it's a pre-recorded video. Maybe we live streamed. I don't know. Yeah, we probably did. We probably live streamed it, but we still recorded it. We still kept it. I would say June or July of 2023, maybe early August, but I doubt it. Where we did election topics. What matters to you? One of the stats that I gave proving Democrats are not coming after your guns. This guy will. Well, I should point that way on the screen so that I'm pointing at him, but that monitor is over there. This guy is going to be the one coming for your guns. Trump. Let me explain. The basic standards of the Republican Party, we know Republicans ain't coming after your guns. Okay? If we have a very tight Congress, like we now do, there's roughly 50% of the Congress against banning any firearms. Okay? Here comes the rest of it. They need somebody from the Republican Party to come over and join them on their side. Because even at 50-50 split right now, 20% of Democrats, the registered voters, not the actual members of Congress, but let's say even Texas and Missouri gerrymandering aside, and now, California and whatever blue state does it as well. The representatives of the people in the electorate match what's in Congress. Let's just say that. 20% of registered Democratic voters carry a gun. Not our pro-Second Amendment. Pack heat right now as they drive in traffic on their way to work or go to the grocery store or like the gym, like I'm about to do. 1 in 5 carries a gun. Those are the libtards. Remember them? Now you tell me how with a slight Republican majority, you're going to get your guns taken away. Unless, of course, we, the 2A people, continue to do stupid shit by allowing any mentally ill person, trans or otherwise, to have access to them when we all know they shouldn't be anywhere near them. Just like Trump shouldn't be anywhere near the White House. This is not about those issues. This is about you, the Trump base, taking advantage of his opportunity for you to be racist, hateful bigots. That's all this is. This is not about fighting crime. in DC, Los Angeles, or Chicago. This is not about securing borders. This is about control, power, and hate. That's it. Tell me I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. Isn't that the thing that when you sit at the park at a coffee table or a card table and you sit there with a sign that says, I'm pretty, I'm gorgeous, prove me wrong. Somebody's got to come up to you and pay money to argue with you or whatever. And it's, I guess, like a fundraiser or whatever. Prove me wrong. Tell me this is not about hate. When prices, or when I've got neighbors that don't leave their house because they're Cuban and they're worried about being sent home. One already I haven't seen in 3 months, at least 3 or 4 months. Like not even seeing outside his own house, which, by the way, is now inhabited by a bunch of other people. Tell me that he's your guy to fix the economy when prices are up like hardly ever before. Tell me he's your guy for statesmanship and diplomacy when our country is being laughed at. Tell me he's your guy for conservative values when conservatives are voting for liberals. Tell me what the fuck ails you. You'll have to wait till tomorrow because I'm out of here. That's it, gang. Thanks for joining. Thanks for going with us up the middle today. I got to figure out how to shut down all my screens now. There we go. Can minimize that. Yeah, walk away from people who put you down. Walk away from fights that will never be solved. Walk away from trying to please people who never see your worth. Yeah, that's why I'm going home for the holiday for Thanksgiving because Mom kind of talked me into a corner. But I am feeling healthier. I will say that. We'll be back again tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Thanks for joining. Thanks for getting off the porch and running with the big dogs and going with us straight up the middle. See you tomorrow.